Hey guys, Joe Bright here, and today I want to tell you about one of my favorite alchemy tools to use, which is journaling. And when I say alchemy, what alchemy means is a cellular transformation. It's an energetic transformation. So it's you feeling low, feeling blue, feeling stressed, feeling uneasy, feeling in your head, and transforming that, playing alchemy and turning those emotions into a positive thing. So it's shifting something that's a negative vibration, a dark vibration, and shifting it into the opposition, which is a positive light, and feeling good and having clarity and not feeling in the dark. So let's get into why journaling is one of my favorite tools to be an alchemist, because you are an alchemist and I am an alchemist, and we're going to talk about the journaling tool for the alchemist. So, number one, stop looping your thoughts. You know when you're in your head and you're sitting there and you're like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I could think this to death until I actually get the aha, like the eureka, even though that's not doing anything. You can think about it and think about it and think about it and grow white hairs and break out and be stressed and not eat until you find that answer. But I guarantee you're probably not going to find that answer. Sometimes we have to sit back and wait for that answer to come to us. We can't always be in that energy of like, oh, I'm going to figure this out. It's not going to happen, dude. It's not going to happen. You're wasting your energy. Like, you're literally giving away your energy. So what do? You stop looping those thoughts. That's what we're doing all day. That's what humans are doing all day because the brain wants to figure it out. So journal. Whip out your journal. Keep it under your bed. Keep it by your bed. First thing when you wake up, start journaling. The power in this is when you put something that is in the internal into the external, that's when the magic happens. Like, that's when the shift happens, is when you release from the head into the physical realm on a piece of paper. Because once you do that, as soon as you write it down, guarantee your brain feels like, oh, I don't have to loop this anymore because we've done something with the information. Like, it has been let out. Like, we as humans want to express ourselves. So we need to express ourselves on paper or paint or talk to a therapist or a friend that won't get in your head more. But the beautiful thing about journaling, number two, why it's amazing, is because it allows you to be your own guru. It allows you to answer your own questions. You don't have to get confused by outside sources. You can go directly to yourself. And when you start to get into a consistent routine of journaling and writing it out, you'll be able to go back and look at patterns. Oh, I'm starting to notice a pattern because this time last month or week or year or years, I was doing that same thing. So I'm noticing a pattern within myself. You're able to catch it yourself. You're able to observe yourself because you're writing your purest thoughts down on paper. And it's beautiful because it's like, oh yeah, well, like, I won't know what to write. And you're gonna like think you're gonna overanalyze writing. But just be like, put on a song and just be like, okay, I'm gonna write until this song's over. And then you'll start to notice this as you start to write, you're gonna wanna keep going. You're gonna get into a flow state. And your intuition is gonna come through and take you through a flow. And all of a sudden you're gonna be writing shit down that you didn't even think about. You're just in that intuitive flow. You're bringing out your intuition. You're bringing out your heart frequency. Not in your head, but your heart will start to come out to play, and then you'll start to be put on paper. So like Leonardo da Vinci, he wasn't he was a writer, but even on like in his paintings, like sometimes when we start to use our mind and put it out into the physical, that's when our higher self can actually come out to play. that's an opportunity for our intuition to really manifest. So we have to let it out. We have to let it out into the physical form. Boom. Self-expression. Express yourself. We are not on this planet to hold everything in. That's why the most famous people in history had journals. They had journals. They wrote things down. They were painting. They were expressing. They were dancing. We need to remember to get into our primal states of doing these things. And it's like, it's so hard these days because social media and Netflix is like taking over, and it can consume so much of our time. But it's like, I challenge you guys to put journaling into your routine. You need a routine. Every night before bed, it's under your bed, wherever, and say, I'm going to journal every night for at least 5 minutes, for at least a page, whatever. And then you get into that habit, and then you start to realize, wow, my mind has stopped becoming so cluttered, because you're like emptying it. You're like, ugh, you're like vomiting it on paper. It feels good. Your brain doesn't have to circulate anymore. Those same thoughts getting you nowhere. You can harness your energy again. You feel good because you're expressing yourself. You'll start to notice patterns within yourself, so you become your own therapist. And 2, when you start writing, you get into a flow state. It's very therapeutic. It's almost like going on a walk, or when Asians, you rake the sand and you're like, oh, it's so therapeutic. You get into a therapeutic state and it calms you down. It's a meditation. Basically, journaling is a tool that puts you into a meditative state. So, and observe your writing. Like, sometimes when I'm stressed out and I first start writing, like, it looks like chicken scratch, and I'll notice, I'm like, oh man, like, the way I'm writing, I can tell that I'm feeling high anxiety because of how I'm writing. But then there'll be some days or some times when I notice that my handwriting is more in a flow. It's not so chicken scratchy, because as above, so below, as within, as without. So if I'm writing all calm and it's like looking like really good cursive, I'm probably in a good headspace. But if it's chicken scratch, it's probably because there's a bunch of chicken scratches in there that I gotta get out. And, don't judge it, but just be self-aware enough to realize, how am I writing? How is my hand moving? How am I breathing? How am I feeling? Journaling is great because it gets you into your feelings and your thoughts. And when you can give your feelings and your thoughts the energy that they are wanting from you, from your soul, that's when the healing and the alchemy happens. So, I challenge you to get off social media, to get off Netflix, stop looking at a dang screen, and let's go old school. Let's go primal. There's one of my alchemy tools. I hope you like this. I hope you try it. And I hope you give me feedback on how much it's changing your life, because it's changing mine. And we are more powerful than we give ourselves credit for. So show yourself your power and start transforming your life today, Junior. I love you.